European leaders expressed deep concern and anxiety today following a series of pronouncements from the White House. President Trump, newly inaugurated for his second term, signaled a major shift in U.S. foreign policy. His message was clear: Europe must take greater responsibility for its own defense. The announcement sent ripples of uncertainty across the continent. Many fear a return to the isolationist tendencies of his first term. French President Emmanuel Macron, speaking from the Élysée Palace, called for calm but acknowledged the gravity of the situation. Europe must be ready to face its own challenges, he stated, but we cannot do it alone. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz echoed these sentiments, emphasizing the need for continued dialogue with the United States. The news comes at a time of heightened global instability, with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and growing tensions in the Indo-Pacific region. European capitals are abuzz with speculation about what this means for the future of the Transatlantic alliance. Many fear that Trump's America First approach will leave Europe vulnerable at a critical juncture. The coming weeks will be crucial as European leaders grapple with the implications of this significant policy shift. The world is watching, and the stakes could not be higher. President Trump's return to the White House marks a resurgence of his signature foreign policy doctrine, America First. This approach prioritizes American interests above all else. In his inaugural address, Trump declared that the United States would no longer bear the burden of defending nations unwilling to invest in their own security. Trump's America First doctrine challenges these fundamental tenets, signaling a potential retreat from global leadership. Central to President Trump's America First vision is his demand for increased defense spending from NATO allies. He has long criticized European countries for not contributing adequately to their own defense. This frustration has been a hallmark of his foreign policy. Trump insists member states meet the alliance's target of spending 2% of their GDP on defense. Now, with his return to power, Trump appears even more determined to hold allies accountable. He has made it clear that the United States will no longer tolerate unfair burden sharing. President Trump's call for greater European self-reliance in defense has ignited a critical debate. Can Europe defend itself? The continent, long accustomed to relying on the U.S. security umbrella, now faces the daunting prospect of assuming a more prominent role in its own defense. This shift, while potentially empowering, also presents significant challenges. Europe's defense capabilities vary widely. Some countries, like France and the United Kingdom, possess relatively robust militaries. However, many others have neglected their defense spending for decades, prioritizing social welfare programs and economic development. This disparity in military capabilities raises concerns about Europe's ability to present a united front against potential threats. The question of political will also looms large. While there is growing recognition of the need for greater European strategic autonomy, translating this into concrete action will require overcoming deep-seated political and historical sensitivities. Forging a common European defense policy would necessitate overcoming national interests and surrendering a degree of sovereignty. This is a tall order, particularly in the current political climate. Section 5. Voices of Dissent. European leaders react to Trump's move. President Trump's pronouncements on European defense have not been met with silence. Across the continent, leaders have voiced a mix of concern, defiance, and a pragmatic acceptance of the need for change. While acknowledging the importance of the Transatlantic alliance, many European leaders have expressed disappointment and anxiety over Trump's rhetoric and policy shifts. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, a vocal advocate for European strategic autonomy, urged unity and resolve. The time has come for Europe to take its destiny into its own hands, she declared, emphasizing the need for greater investment in defense and a more assertive European foreign policy. Her sentiments reflect a growing sense that Europe can no longer solely rely on the United States for its security. French President Emmanuel Macron, a staunch defender of European sovereignty, has also emerged as a leading voice in this debate. He has consistently advocated for a stronger European defense posture, independent of the United States. Macron's vision centers on the creation of a true European army, capable of projecting power and defending European interests on the global stage. While his ambitious proposals have faced skepticism from some quarters, they underscore the growing momentum behind the idea of a more autonomous Europe. Section 6. A new era of alliances. Europe forges its own path. As the transatlantic relationship undergoes a period of uncertainty, Europe finds itself at a crossroads. President Trump's America First policies have forced European leaders to reconsider long-held assumptions about security and forge a new path forward. This introspection has led to a renewed focus on strengthening existing European alliances and exploring new partnerships. Within Europe, there is a growing recognition of the need for closer defense cooperation. The European Union, long criticized for its lack of a unified defense strategy, has taken tentative steps towards greater integration. The establishment of the European Defense Fund and the Permanent Structured Cooperation, or PESCO framework, represent concrete, albeit modest, steps in this direction. Beyond Europe's borders, there is a growing interest in forging new partnerships. The Indo-Pacific region, with its burgeoning economies and evolving security landscape, has emerged as a particular area of focus. European countries are increasingly engaging with regional powers like Japan, India, and Australia, seeking to build closer economic and security ties. These nascent partnerships reflect a recognition that Europe's interests are no longer confined to its immediate neighborhood. Section 7. The rise of regional powers. A shift in the global balance. President Trump's foreign policy, characterized by a retreat from multilateralism and a transactional approach to international relations, has created a vacuum on the global stage. This vacuum has emboldened regional powers, eager to assert themselves and advance their interests in a world order undergoing a profound transformation. The result is a more fluid and unpredictable geopolitical landscape. China, with its rapidly growing economic and military might, has seized the opportunity to expand its influence. Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project spanning continents, has extended its economic reach deep into Central Asia, Africa, and even parts of Europe. This economic clout is increasingly translating into political leverage, allowing China to challenge the established global order. Russia, too, has sought to capitalize on the shifting geopolitical sands. Moscow's intervention in Syria, its annexation of Crimea, and its ongoing efforts to destabilize Ukraine demonstrate its willingness to use military force to advance its interests. While Russia's economy pales in comparison to that of China or the United States, its vast nuclear arsenal and its strategic geographic location ensure its continued relevance on the world stage. Section 8. Innovation and cooperation. The keys to Europe's future security. As Europe charts a course through an increasingly complex and uncertain security environment, innovation and cooperation emerge as paramount. Reliance on traditional military capabilities alone will be insufficient to address the multifaceted challenges of the 21st century. Cyber threats, hybrid warfare, and the weaponization of information require innovative solutions and a collective response. Investing in cutting-edge technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and hypersonic weapons will be crucial for Europe to maintain a competitive edge. However, technological advancements alone will not suffice. Europe must also foster closer cooperation among its member states, pooling resources and expertise to maximize efficiency and effectiveness. The European Defense Fund, with its focus on collaborative research and development, represents a step in the right direction. However, greater political will is needed to overcome bureaucratic hurdles and streamline decision-making processes. Europe must move beyond symbolic gestures and embrace a more integrated and capable defense posture. Section 9, a new chapter. Embracing strategic autonomy in an uncertain world. The tectonic plates of geopolitics are shifting. The old certainties that underpinned the post-World War II order are fading. President Trump's America First policies, while disruptive, have served as a catalyst for change, forcing Europe to confront its own vulnerabilities and chart a new course. This new chapter demands a Europe that is more self-reliant, more assertive, and more united in the face of common challenges. Embracing strategic autonomy does not necessitate a complete decoupling from the United States. The Transatlantic alliance, while strained, remains a cornerstone of European security. However, it does require a recalibration of expectations and a recognition that Europe can no longer rely solely on American protection. It demands a Europe that is a more capable and reliable partner, willing and able to share the burden of global security. The path ahead will be fraught with challenges. Internal divisions, economic constraints, and the specter of resurgent nationalism threaten to derail Europe's quest for strategic autonomy. However, the stakes are too high to succumb to complacency or resignation. Europe's security, prosperity, and its very place in the world depend on its ability to rise to the occasion and embrace a future defined by self-reliance, innovation, and a steadfast commitment to shared values.